NIP has just dropped out of the EU Minor Closed Qualifier by losing to Pride 16-13. This is unacceptable for a team that that kept three of the five core players that got to five major finals in a row and won a major championship in 2014. Something is clearly wrong with NIP right now, and the players are not playing to their full. They're not playing to their full capacities. They are less than the sum of their parts. Rez, who is the newcomer of the team, started the first tournament playing really well, playing really good Counter Strike, and people were really excited. But he had dropped off for a couple months. However, he started getting back up again, and for the last month or so has played pretty well, being the top fragger or second fragger most of the time for an AP. So right now he's not the problem for the team. Also, Forrest had an insane peak during 2016 where he was ranked as the number 7 player in the whole world by HLTV.org. And he has also played really well throughout most of his career this year and last year, being mostly a top fragger for NIP. Then Get Right has always been a really consistent player and a really hard-working player. He said in an interview that he plays free-for-all deathmatch about 4 hours each day just to keep his skill level intact. And you can see this because he has been pretty consistent throughout most of the time, and he almost never bottom frags or just outright loses you the game. On the other hand, however, Draken and Exist are not really good right now. First of all, let's start with Exist. Exist is the in-game leader of NIP and has been so for almost 4 years now. Or 5 years actually, my bad. When someone criticizes Exist, something that is always said is that he is an in-game leader and his fragging is an okay level for in-game leaders, since the in-game leader's fragging doesn't have to be very good, they just have to leave the team and prepare with strats. And yes, I can agree that his fragging for an in-game leader is good, but his in-game leading is not. If he were just a regular player, he would be a average to below average player, and for in-game leader, that's okay. However, his in-game leading skills are not up to par with the other in-game leaders. For example, you have Fallen, who's an amazing player and also an amazing in-game leader, Glaive, and even players that are not very good skill-wise, like MSL, have incredible tactical backgrounds. However, something that people also say is, well, look at NIP, they have really clean executes and bomb site takes. However, most of that is thanks to Threat, their coach. He prepares a lot post matches and pre-matches, and you can actually see that come forth in NAP. Their anti-ecos have also improved greatly. However, their rotations and things like that are not controlled by the coach, you can see that they are really lacking. Also, their ability to play off 2v2s or even when they have a man advantage, such as 3v2s, 4v2s. And they even lose a lot of 3v1s and 2v1s compared to other pro teams. You can see this is not the fault, but this is due to the in-game leader, not the coach. And that is why Exist really needs to step up his in-game leader, or NAP need to get a dedicated in-game leader. Maybe if Pronex were a little bit better, he could be an option, but he's clearly not fit to play Tier 1 Counter-Strike right now, so Exist either needs to become a really amazing player or needs to step up his in-game leading abilities massively, because right now he's just not cutting it for the team. The other player that needs heavy criticism in NIP is Draken. Even though we can see he has insane clips, just like that 1v2 with an amazing flick and overpass, we can also see that he has some terrible lows. He constantly misses easy shots, and that is not something that can happen with a Tier 1 opper. You need the opper to be the rock of your team, a stable player that you can count upon to hit those simple shots and get you the guaranteed kills that you need to win the game. However, this is not the case for Draken. He seems very on and off, even though he plays really amazing sometimes, he also plays really terribly sometimes, being the bottom fragger for an AP, and this is something that cannot happen for a Tier 1 level opper. After all, an op is worth 47.50, and if your opper is really inconsistent and dies a lot, you will need to keep on rebuying the gun again and again and again just so he can have his hands on it. And if he's not that good with it consistently, then is it really worth it buying an op? So I believe that NIP's fix right now would be removing Exist and Draken and getting Flusha and JW from Fnatic. JW has been proven to be rising consistently for the past year or so, and right now is the best Swedish opper without any doubts, and he has been playing really well since Fnatic Godsend switch happened and he switched over to Godsend. He has been playing great for the past year or so, and right now he's a really consistent and aggressive player. and his aggressive playstyle and ability to hit those nutty shots, but at the same time being him also having the ability to hit the consistent and simple shots, which is something that Draken lacked, will make him a great addition to the NIP roster. Another really important thing would be removing Exist and getting Flusha, because Flusha is known to be able to in-game lead, but at the same time he's a really smart player and is also really good at getting frags, which is something really important. With this roster, NIP will play less structured than with Exist, because now they have more firepower with Flusha and JW, and this will enable them to rely on team play much more, just like they did when the Swedes were on the peak in 2014 and the years before that. Anyways, guys, that was my rant about NIP. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.